getting down like a grandmother.
Great.
Hello, welcome again to Feel Good Pilates. My name is Kayla, the founder of Feel Good, Do Good, Repeat. And this is level 2 mat Pilates. So I'm going to run through the 15 exercises. Some of them are building off of level 1. So if you haven't already familiarized yourself with level 1, go back, check out that 20-minute video, and give it a few tries, and then come back over to level 2. Okay, let's begin. So level 2 is also going to start with you supine lying on your back, your heels directly under your knees, arms down by your sides, and you're going to start with your pelvic tilt. So that's the tilt forward, creating an arch in the lower back, and the tucking of the tailbone under, posterior tilt, as you pull the belly button to the spine, smashing your whole spine on the mat. And you're going to do 4 of those, tilting forward and tucking back, pressing down to the mat with your abdominals. The next move is the 100 prep. So you'll return to your neutral pelvis, right in the middle, arms reach down by your sides. Take an inhale. On the exhale, lift your rib cage, curl your chin towards your chest, and reach your arms about 3 inches above the floor. And then lower right back down. Your pelvis stays completely still. You'll do 10 of those. Then on the 10th one, you'll keep that pelvic tilt and hold. If you were practicing this in level 1 with your feet down, there goes my hair clip, then you can bring your legs up if the feet down was pretty good. If that was still really challenging, keep your feet down. Otherwise, for a little added challenge, your legs will be in tabletop, and you'll pump your arms up and down. And you'll inhale for 5 breaths, and exhale for 5 breaths. You'll repeat that 10 times for your full 100. Hug your knees in and release. Let me just bring this out to the side. Okay. So next up we have knee drop. So your arms are down by your sides. Your legs are going to be in tabletop position. 90-degree angle of the knees and the hips and the feet. You're going to lower both knees together towards the floor, keeping your left shoulder on the mat. Exhale, draw the knees back through center from the opposite oblique. Switch to the other side. Inhale, lower. That opposite hip can lift, but the right shoulder stays down. Exhale, lift right back through center. You'll go 4 each way. Then we have our modified roll-up. The roll-up is pretty, it's like the key to Pilates exercise, but it actually can be challenging depending on how your lumbar spine is in terms of its compression. So the modified roll-up helps you really work on the form and builds that abdominal strength and spinal flexibility for the full roll-up in level 3. So for the modified roll-up, your knees are bent and the base of that triangle is very wide from your feet to your glutes. So you can start with your hands, just kind of actually lift your hands up to the ceiling, take a nice inhale. On the exhale, lift your head and shoulders just like your pelvic curl, but you're going to start to tuck your pelvis here, pressing your spine to the mat as you slowly lift. This is where it gets hard. You can use your fingertips to kind of gently give yourself a little bit more support as you come up. Stretch your spine up, and then slowly start to round back again. Lower back leads towards the mat into that tuck. Your feet stay planted on the floor, nice and slow. You're going to get more out of it the slower and more controlled you are. That was 1. You're going to try 10 of those. No, actually I have 8 of those. Yeah, 10's a lot. 8 of those. So then after that, you have the lower spine, the pelvic curl. So your arms will be down by your side, legs in tabletop. If this is really challenging for you or your hip flexors are very tight, you can put a little yoga block or a towel underneath your sacrum. Otherwise, the mat is fine. You're going to hug your knees towards your chest. You're going to press your arms into the mat, lift your pelvis, and slowly place it back down. You really only want to lift to about the rib cage. So it's just a lower abdominal isolation. Upper arms are definitely engaged here, getting a nice tricep workout too. The head stays down. You'll do 8 of those. So the 8 roll-ups and the 8 curl-ups. Great, so then you go into your leg circles. In level 1, we had your knee bend. So in level 2, let's go ahead and straighten that opposite leg. Bring the right leg, the working leg, up to the ceiling and begin your circle across the body, around and up. And then you'll reverse, so you'll do 8 each direction on each leg. The opposite body stays nice and still on the mat. Then we have, ooh, it's starting to get fun. We have our rolling like a ball, classical Pilates move. So you'll come up into that modified roll-up position, and then you'll kind of roll back and balance on your sits bones so that your toes are lifted. Just work on the balance here if this is already hard. Then once you have that balance, hug your knees in tight, hands on the shins. You're going to keep that nice curl, roll back and roll right back up and balance. So notice my head does not touch the mat. My chin stays nice and tucked, and my knees have not moved. If this is really hard, bring your hands behind your hamstrings so that you can push your legs into your hands a little bit to help. We're going to start to make that harder at each level, but this is a good place to start. That's your rolling like a ball. So then you can roll slowly right back down and get ready for your bridge. Your heels are going to come underneath your knees, hip width apart, toes facing forward. Press into your palms in the back of your triceps. Press your lower spine into the mat, creating that tilt, and slowly lift up, engaging your glutes. So I want your spine to try and stay as neutral as possible and let the hips be what is an extension here. Thinking about this nice long line until you get just so that your hips are on the same diagonal line as your shoulders and knees. So you don't want to stop here, but you don't want to overextend pushing your ribs open either. You want to just find this nice line and then slowly, one bone at a time, lowering down. Rib cage first, middle spine. Keep that tuck until your lower back finds the mat, and then release fully into a little tilt so that the muscles can relax. And then you'll go back up. These, if you really go slow, you're going to get a lot of benefit out of them. So there's 8 of those. Next, we have your, what is that one? Oh yes, so now we're flipping onto our stomach. So pelvic tilt, but prone, right back on your stomach. We did these in level 1, but we're going to just do 4 for this level. So your forehead's on your hands. You're going to pull the belly button away from the mat, creating space, and then you're going to just release it. Again, thinking about the shape of your spine. You're flattening that lumbar, pulling the belly button in and up, and then you're releasing, letting gravity kind of take on that natural lumbar curve. 4 of those. So then that gets you ready for your spine extension. So your arms are forward, your feet are down, you're going to pull your belly button in, and you're going to lift your arms and then lift your ribs and reach just like your Superman flying, but the feet stay down, and then you lower right back down. As you do this, think about your shoulder blades really sliding back and east to west, really widening the chest as you lift. We're going to try 8 of those. If those start to get into the lower back, just shorten the reps, lessen the reps, really. Good, so we're almost there. So then we have our swimming. So this preps us for our swimming. So you're going to sort of hover here after, you can take a little child's pose if you need to stretch your back, and then you'll come right back down into this supine position, hands in front. And as you hover your head a few inches above the mat, your right arm's going to lift and your left leg. As you do this, try and keep your torso still. Lower both at the same time. Lift your left arm and right leg at the same time. And lower. Keep alternating, keeping the torso still and really reaching the limbs in the opposite direction. You'll do 8 each side. Then we have our cat-cow. So we did this in level 1. We'll do 4 reps of these. Your hands are directly under your shoulders, shoulder width apart. Knees are directly under the hips, hips width apart. And the feet are directly behind the knees. You're going to press the floor away, drop your head, round your spine, lift the belly button towards the ceiling, and then inhale, arch your back, open your chest, look at the ceiling above as you open your chest forward. That's your cat-cow. You'll do 4 each direction. And then we have one more plank. This time the plank is 30 seconds instead of 15. So you just walk your hands forward an inch out of your all fours position, and then extend your leg by curling your toes under one at a time. Pull your belly button up, press the floor away, and you're just holding this. Beware of your head position here. Try not to look up and try not to let it hang. Just keep it parallel to the floor. Then, once you finish your plank, you're going to walk yourself up, rolling all the way up, and we'll finish with your balance. Last time we did the balance with your arms right in front of you. This time, try with your arms overhead. So you'll do 8 heels together, toes apart. Keep your heels connected as you lift onto your tippy toes, and then lower slowly down. You can challenge yourself by following a 4 count. So you can lift for 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give that a try and see how you feel. It's a little bit more challenging than level 1. So enjoy.